Hi, this is Acme with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Monday, the 26th of April. Starting off with the Census Surgical, where we've had a bear trap rebound from below the 200-day moving average. That's around the $1.50 level, and the broken resistance line there from February at $1.95, while there's no end-of-day close back below that line at $1.95. We're looking towards the 50-day moving average, currently running at $3.50. That could be seen as soon as the end of next month. Moving along to a stock which is featured here quite a few times before, and good to see it back again, BNGO Genomics. A cool sounding concept. It looks like we've finally broken out of the flag formation we had above the 200-day moving average. That's currently around $3.70. But we've broken this resistance line there from February last week, and that was running at $5.80. Above that, on an end-of-day close basis, looking to at least the 50-day moving average at $8.55 over the next week or so. Longer range target, maybe by the end of May, up to $9.80, approaching $10 by the end of May, while we hold above the $5.80 to $6 area. On to a stock which is also featured here before, but not too many times. Here we've got BOXL, and the situation on the daily chart here is it's another 200-day moving average bear trap. Quite a few of these, and that's sort of the theme of the moment, with the market last week and the week before giving the impression of topping out, and this week we've got the bear trap rebound, or actually from the end of last week, the bear trap rebound. The view at this stage is that an end-of-day close through the 50-day moving average and through that February resistance line around $2.57 should be enough to give us a retest of February resistance at $3.80 by the end of next month. This stage only really back below the 200-day line on an end-of-day close basis at today's intraday low. 203 really delaying the upside scenario on BOXL. Stock which is also giving the impression now of turning around quite nicely is Churchill Capital. Here we've had quite a long drag to the downside from that peak that we had at the end of February. Current situation is that the shares have gapped up, and after a bear trap, I suppose it's a bear trap effect, really from below that initial March support at $22.16. While we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking towards at least the 50-day moving average around $30.70, and then a retest of the mid-March peak at $36.68. That could be seen as soon as the end of May. This stage really only back below the high of Friday and the low of today, $22, really delaying the upside scenario. So that seems to be relatively clear at this time. On to CASP, and Casper Sleep, not surprisingly. Massive gap to the upside through the 200-day moving average, that's at $7.70. Also through the 50-day line at $8.24. And while we're above the 50-day line, looking towards $12, which is a resistance line there from the middle of October last year. And $12 expected to be seen by the end of May at the current rate of progression, maybe even sooner, given the aggressive gap to the upside that we've seen. Onto a stock which is not so familiar here, DNMR Scientific. The situation here on the daily chart, another market which has given a bear trap from just below the 200-day line. That's currently at $21.70. End-of-day close above the March resistance line. Call that the $27.50 area. That would give us a potential move up to $38 in the 50-day moving average by the end of next month. But we're in bull mode while we're above the 200-day line around $21 to $22 over the near term. Stock which is featured here before, I think once or twice, but not that often, is Future Fintech Group. Here we've had, again, another bear trap from below the bear trap rebound from below the 200-day moving average. That's at $3.53. While there's no end-of-day close back below the 200-day line, we're looking towards the 50-day moving average as our destination for Future Fintech by the end of next month. Next situation is one which is think new to us and maybe new to me as well. It is the Intrusion Inc, which has managed to do the same thing again. One of those bear trap rebounds from below the 200-day moving average. In this case, it's at $16.11. And while there's no 100-day close back below $16.11, we're looking for the shares to fill the top of the gap down from earlier this month, which is at $23.50. And that could be seen over the next couple of weeks on Intrusion. A lot of choice today, and so it was difficult to narrow it down. I've sort of stopped actually today at the O's, as you will see. But here we've got GIAN Group, another, a bear trap here from below the 50-day moving average. That's currently at $6.25. While we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking towards double resistance on the way down at $10, and that is expected to be hit by the end of next month, by the end of May. Moving along to a stock which has featured here before, and it's good to see it's back in business. Here we've got Kaishin Auto Holdings. Here it's been a long delay, really, I suppose, since the December gap that we had up towards $10. Now really only a fraction of that, but we've broken that that November resistance line rather, at $2.40, and while we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking towards late March resistance for the shares around $3.60. That could be hit over the next couple of weeks. Bigger target maybe for the end of next month, up to $5.50 or so by the end of May, while we hold above the the low $2 zone, so say around $2.26 and above. Just a couple of stocks to go now. First one is Microvision, which I do remember looking at before, and it's good to see it back again. Quite a sharp move to the upside today, a gap through resistance, the $20 zone. Very impressive indeed, heading rather rapidly towards $28. Maybe it might even get there by the end of today's session. If you are a fan of the shares, you would say that while we're above $20, let's say today's intraday low was at $19.75, so above $19.75, we're looking towards a resistance line projection from back in December, which is currently promising us a target as high as $45 by the end of next month, while we hold above that $20 zone on Microvision. Final stock of the day is one which has been featured here a few times and is looking very interesting, let us say. Ocugen. Here you can see that we had last week's breakthrough, the 50-day moving average at $8.37. Current situation is that while we're above that mid-March peak at $10.80 on an end-of-day close basis, we're looking towards the top of a rising trend channel from January's high as $22.50, and that could be hit as soon as the end of next month. So we're sort of expecting a repeat of the rampant price action that we saw at the beginning of February. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.